Yellow, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. It's Gummy. Hope your September is off to a good start. I don't know if you could tell, but in my voice, I've been sick for the past couple of days, and I've been beating myself up recently. I broke a streak of uploading at least once a week for about 3 to 4 months here, maybe even 2 to 3, but I really prided myself on maintaining that streak, and along with the upload streak, I fell out of some diets, I fell out of some workout routines, and it was just due to my health, but I can't help but feel this guilt. And that's what I want to kind of talk about today, our relationship with guilt when we're trying to improve, when we're trying to see progress in ourselves. But before I get started with today's topic, if you like these chill yap sessions about self-help, gaming, whatever it may be, please drop a like and subscribe. It really means the world to me. So with that, I just want to address some of the reasons why we feel guilty about just being human. People get sick, life happens, curveballs happen. We can't predict that no matter how hard we try. We can't contain the wildfires that come out in our lives, no matter how much pressure we try to put on it. And with those curveballs, we feel guilt when it knocks us off our path. It bothers me. It bothers me that we let it become another obstacle that we have to face, when really it's all just something we put on ourselves. So I just wanted to talk about some things that we can help ourselves in subsiding or weakening that sense of guilt or shame. So number one, I got normalized failure. And this isn't me saying you're going to have to fail at everything or that you should be okay with failing, but in order to see progress, I think you need to understand that failure is inevitable in some form or fashion. Nothing's going to go the way you thought it was, and it's a part of it. The process is learning how to fail and pivot from it. So not only is it learning to become familiar with failure, but take it as a moment of pivot rather than a moment of a setback. And that's something I've been really trying to apply to myself lately. Life's going to throw you curveballs. Instead of saying it's a failure and chalking it up as a loss, chalk it up as a pivot. Time to change the view. Time to change your routine. Number two, separate self-worth from achievement. I'm someone who prides myself on how much I've gotten done or how much I try to get done. You kind of have that little mental to-do list in your head as you go throughout your day, and each day kind of feels like it's only validated if you have X amount of checks on your to-do list. We start to validate ourselves on our success way before we even start the process. Only when I lose X amount of pounds, I'll feel good. Only when I complete X amount of tasks, I'll feel good. I'll be worthy. And that's not the case. We're worthy no matter what progress we make, no matter what tasks we complete. I think we really shoot ourselves in the foot by saying that we can only feel this way if we achieve this or achieve that. Our self-worth doesn't need to come from our achievement. Our self-worth just needs to know that we come from enough, we are enough, and the only thing that matters is that we're trying. The rest will come. That's where we got to find our worth, is in that effort. Number three, for trying to deal with shame and guilt when it comes to self-improvement, is trying to highlight what was gained. In moments of inconsistency or in moments of setbacks, we feel like we have to delete all of our current progress or our past progress as if this present moment of a mistake or a setback deletes it all. In those moments, if we just delete it all, we delete all the lessons we learned on the way. So if you're just saying I'm a failure because I didn't hit the gym that day or I didn't upload a YouTube video that day like I thought I would, if you just deem it as a failure, you're deleting all the lessons you're learning before. And that's not fair. That's not fair to the past self of you. That's not fair to the current version of you, and especially not the future version of you. Highlight what was gained, take that with you, and apply it to your next run. Apply it to your next consistency. Apply it to your next attempt at progress. And speaking of consistency, that builds into number 4, which is to reframe consistency. We feel like we lose time, we waste time if we break the streak. That's not the case. We're still being consistent if we get back to the streak, if we get back to the task at hand. just because we're not on the path at the present moment doesn't mean that we can't hop on it when we so choose. That's something that's really bothered me in my little sick period, is that like, oh man, I can't work out effectively. I can't film YouTube videos correctly. This, and that, and the other. And while I was giving myself excuses, I also was trying to just deem myself as unworthy because my consistency wasn't in a nice, straight, upward trend. So reframing consistency understands that you need to accept those moments of a lull, those moments of setbacks. Just because it's a setback doesn't mean you can't be consistent in the future. So that's been something I've been struggling with too. Just don't put so much pressure on the perfect execution for your path. Put pressure on just being able to come back, even if life throws you a curveball. That path is still waiting for you there. It's got open arms. You just got to take the step. And then last but not least, number 5, just redefine success. I think sometimes we think the win is going to change our lives, or it's going to change how we're perceived by people, when in reality, it's probably going to be less than that. We put in effort. We showed up. Even when we had setbacks, we showed up, and that should be the success in itself. So when you fail, when you have setbacks, understand that sure, it's not perfect alignment, but that's not what you need. You don't need that perfect trend upward. You just need to keep showing up. Sometimes when you fail, you're learning maybe that goal wasn't for you. Maybe you reached a little too far out of your purview, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you're a failure. You're just redefining a bit. You're just realigning your goals. You're realigning your values. And that takes some big balls to do so, if I may speak so frankly. Just to say, hey, I kind of shot for the stars a little bit too high, and I just got to readjust. That's the best thing for me right now. Who knows? Maybe you can come back to that original aiming point down the road, but it's okay for right now. So I hope there's a goal. I hope there's a path for you that you've been kind of beating yourself up about. And I hope you get back on that path. Let this be the sign too. Because I can't count. I don't think there's a number for how many times I thought I wasn't worth progress because I broke a couple days of the streak. And this guilt that you feel doesn't add any motivation to it. And if anything, it just lessens your drive, your ability to keep showing up, because you just keep beating yourself up. Well, that's all I have for today's video. I hope September keeps going well for you guys. I don't know about you, but I'm a sucker for fall, so it's getting a little cooler out where I'm from, and I really love this time of year. I'm glad I'm kind of getting over the sickness now. I hope you guys stay safe. Once again, I appreciate you listening. Have a great one. See you in the next video.